Dr. Marcus Chen stood in the quantum isolation chamber, staring at the woman suspended in the electromagnetic field before him. Her eyes were closed, her body perfectly still, floating 3 feet above the ground in a cocoon of shimmering energy. The readouts on his neural interface displayed warnings he'd grown accustomed to ignoring. Subject designation: Kira 7. Status: temporally unstable. Danger level: catastrophic. "Touch me again, and you die," she had said during their first contact. The words had echoed through the lab's speakers, transmitted through the quantum field that separated them. It wasn't a threat. It was a fact, delivered with the same clinical precision Marcus used in his own research notes. He had touched her anyway. That was 3 days ago. The event had lasted 0.00034 seconds according to the atomic clocks. His hand had passed through the quantum barrier, his fingertips making contact with her forearm. In that infinitesimal moment, Marcus had died. He had felt his neurons firing backward, his heart stopping and starting in reverse, his consciousness fragmenting across 17 parallel timelines. He had experienced his birth, his death, and every moment between them simultaneously. Then the quantum field had stabilized, and he was alive again. Standing exactly where he had been, his hand withdrawn, while Kira 7 opened her eyes and looked at him with something that might have been curiosity or pity. "You experienced non-linear mortality," she had said. "Fascinating that your consciousness recohered." Now, Marcus prepared to touch her again. The phenomenon known as Kira 7 had appeared 6 months ago, materializing in the lower observation deck of the orbital research station Prometheus 9. No ship had docked, no transport had been logged. She simply existed where she hadn't existed before, her quantum signature indicating she was both matter and antimatter, both wave and particle, both present and absent. The military had wanted to weaponize her. The corporate interests had wanted to study her for faster-than-light travel applications. Marcus had argued for understanding her as a person first, a phenomenon second. He had won that argument, though he suspected it was only because Kira 7 herself had chosen him. She had looked at each of the scientists gathered around her containment field and had spoken only to him. "You understand paradox," she had said. "Your mind can hold contradictions." Marcus checked his neural backup one final time. The consciousness transfer protocol was engaged, his entire brain state uploaded to the quantum server every nanosecond. If he died again, truly died, not the temporary quantum death he'd experienced, a copy of him would activate. That copy wouldn't be him, not really, but it would continue his work. "Dr. Chen." The voice belonged to Director Yamamoto, transmitted through his neural interface. "Command has denied authorization for second contact. You are ordered to stand down." Marcus muted the channel. Some discoveries required insubordination. "Why did you tell me I would die?" Marcus asked, speaking aloud into the isolation chamber. Kira 7's eyes opened, though she remained suspended in the electromagnetic field. "Because you will. You did. You are dying in 14,603 timelines simultaneously. But I'm still here. Here is relative. You're collapsing probabilities just by existing near me. Every human who comes within 7 meters experiences quantum decoherence. Most don't notice. Their consciousness isn't sophisticated enough to perceive it. But mine is. Yours fractured and reformed. That shouldn't have been possible." She tilted her head, the motion creating ripples in the energy field around her. "You're becoming like me, temporally fluid. It's why I warned you." Marcus stepped closer to the field barrier. His biosensors screamed warnings directly into his visual cortex. "You're not trying to hurt anyone." "No, but my existence hurts. I am a tear in causality. I was sent back from a future that no longer exists to prevent a present that has already occurred." I am a walking paradox, and paradoxes are incompatible with linear consciousness. What were you sent back to prevent? The development of quantum consciousness transfer, the technology you're using right now to preserve yourself. Marcus felt the weight of that revelation. My neural backup. In my timeline, humanity achieved digital immortality. Consciousness became transferable, copyable, infinitely reproducible. Within a century, causality itself began to break down. Too many versions of too many people making too many contradictory choices. Reality couldn't sustain the paradoxes. So you were sent back to stop us. I failed. By arriving, I contaminated this timeline with quantum instability. I became the very thing I was meant to prevent. Marcus understood now. He reached out, his hand approaching the shimmering barrier of the quantum field. You can't exist here. The longer you stay, the more damage you cause to causality. Yes. And I can't let you go. You're an unprecedented scientific discovery. Also, yes. His fingers touched the barrier. The field resisted, then yielded. That's why you told me I would die if I touched you again. Because you need me to help you. I need someone who can survive temporal fragmentation. Someone who can exist partially outside linear time. Kira 7 extended her hand toward his. To send me back, you'll have to touch me and maintain contact while the quantum field reverses. It will scatter your consciousness across every timeline simultaneously. I'll die. Your backup will live. That's not me. In non-linear time, the distinction is meaningless. Marcus took her hand. The universe inverted. He experienced his death again, but this time he didn't let go. He held Kira 7's hand while his neurons fired in impossible directions, while his consciousness shattered into quantum foam, while reality reassembled itself around the paradox of his choice. When the field stabilized, the isolation chamber was empty. Kira 7 was gone, sent backward or forward or sideways through time to a place where her existence would cause less damage. Marcus stood alone, still breathing, still thinking, still somehow himself despite having died twice in 3 days. In the quantum server, 17 copies of his consciousness activated simultaneously, each believing themselves to be the original, each carrying the memory of a woman who had never existed and always would. He had touched her twice, and in doing so, had touched infinity.